Time for a feel-good story. Here's a big middle finger to Jeff Sessions that everybody was waiting for. Vermont Senate passes bill to legalize marijuana use. So that's great. Republican Governor Phil Scott is actually expected to sign the bill, which is fascinating that a Republican governor is going to sign the bill. The bill passed the Democratic-controlled state Senate by a voice vote. And get this, this would be the first time that weed is legalized through a state through the Senate as opposed to a ballot initiative. So marijuana has not been legalized in all the states it's been legalized through a state Senate vote. It's been legalized through ballot initiative, where it's direct democracy. People go to the polls and they say, yes, I would like to legalize marijuana. So this is the first time that this is happening where it's the state Senate that's saying, yes, we're going to actually be in favor of marijuana. And that's interesting. Vermont is one of the most progressive states in the country, and they actually don't have direct ballot initiative. But this is the state Senate that's saying, okay, we're still going to legalize marijuana. So the bill allows people that are 21 years old and older to possess up to an ounce of marijuana. They could also have 2 adult plants and 4 immature plants beginning on July 1st. And it doesn't immediately clear the way for retail sales of weed. It leaves that up to a commission that was created last year. And the commission is determining exactly how to tax and regulate marijuana. So in some states, you have like a 15% sales tax on marijuana, and they take that money and they, invest it into education. I think in the case of Colorado, they literally cut a check to everybody when there was a giant surplus from the revenue from marijuana taxes. So there's a bunch of stuff you could do with it. They're determining what to spend it on and how to regulate it and how to tax it. Now, 5 of the first states to legalize marijuana, it was Colorado, Washington, Oregon, Alaska, and Nevada. And together, they generated more than $485 million in tax revenue off marijuana sales in the first 9 months of 2017. And listen, this is an industry where they say it could create over 300,000 jobs over the next decade. 300,000. It also massively can reduce state deficits, the federal deficit, if we were to legalize it at a federal level. I mean, this is something where there's a fiscal conservative and deficit hawk reason to be for it. There's a pro-freedom and personal liberty reason to be for it. There's a common sense reason to be for it. There's a reduction in crime reason. So no matter how you look at it, it's all plus sides if you legalize it. But I think the most important point is this, and this is why I referenced Jeff Sessions earlier on. Jeff Sessions just announced, hey, we're going to do another marijuana crackdown. Oh boy. But if every state legalizes it, they can't arrest us all. They can't arrest us all. So if you have literally every state in the country, all 50 states, they legalize recreational marijuana. They're all setting up their independent markets. What are they going to do? Arrest everybody in the entire country? We already have more people jailed in the United States than any other country on earth. And a lot of that is for nonviolent drug possession, nonviolent drug offenses. So what are you going to do? If we legalize it at the state level everywhere, you're going to arrest everybody? You can't. You can't. In fact, you're at the tipping point now where between Colorado and California, I mean, really? You're going to crack down? So it's make them do it. And then once they do that, there will be such a wave against this current administration and the Republicans who control everything that it might be historic in nature, because there's almost only so much bullshit people can put up with. And if that's really what they plan on doing, look out. I mean, yes, millennials don't vote as much as the older generation, as a general rule. But if you give us something that powerful to vote on, and if the Democrats finally get the message, which it's a question whether or not they will, because they're not good at this, but if they finally get the message, oh yes, you can run on that issue and wipe everybody out, then they will. And then it's a wrap. So let's hope. I mean, gay marriage was a big one, and it was the Supreme Court that after a while said, yes, we're going to legalize that. It's unconstitutional to ban gay marriage. Will weed legalization come through the Supreme Court? I don't know. The makeup right now is not leaning in its favor, but you could also do it in every single state and force the federal government's hand, or you can get a blue wave and have the federal government do it if you get actual populist left people in there. So we just got to fight for it. and eventually will win because the trends of history are clear. Unfortunately, on economic issues, the people get screwed. That's just the way it works. On economic issues, we've been getting screwed from the 1980s and onward. But on social issues, gay marriage, abortion, the people win. The left ideas actually win on that front. So marijuana's the next one to fall. Let's hope it does.